Diego.
Hello, Luxair 42 Bravo, plane rate identified, climb flight level 240.
Zero, climb flight level 240, Luxair 42 Bravo.
Alpine 51 Golf Bravo, contact Rhine Radar 128.235, ciao.
128.235, Alpine 51 Golf Bravo 2. Throttle, prop, Enroute climb, fuel pump off, pressures checked. Bremen, schönen guten Morgen, Foxtrot Bravo, Romeo, Hotel Alpha, Mooney, just off Küritz, like to pick up IFR to Augsburg.
Confirm the call sign is Foxtrot Bravo, Romeo, Hotel Alpha.
Affirmative.
Foxtrot Bravo, Romeo, Hotel Alpha, squawk ident.
Squawk ident 7000, Fox Alpha. Hello, Australia out of level 105, calling 160 and 1 polo.
Hello, Ranks Lima, plane rate identified, climb flight level 280.
Lima, climb level 280.
Foxtrot Bravo, Romeo, Hotel Alpha, squawk 7604, flight plan available.
Squawk 7604 and go ahead, Foxtrot Alpha.
Foxtrot Bravo, Romeo, Hotel Alpha is cleared to Augsburg via direct to Magdeburg, flight plan route, initially climb flight level 120 and IFR starts passing 3,700 feet.
Foxtrot Alpha is cleared to Augsburg via direct Magdeburg, then flight plan route, initially level 120 and IFR starts passing 3,700.
And Foxtrot Hotel Alpha, please confirm your requested final level.
Final level would actually be 80.
Roger, so stop climb flight level 80 as final level Foxtrot Hotel Alpha.
Climb flight level 80, Foxtrot Alpha, direct Magdeburg. Alright.
Lufthansa 8 Echo Kilo, contact München 118.235. Tschüss.
Select Magdeburg and activate direct. 235, schönen Tag Ihnen, ciao.
Ebenso, danke.
Left turn to 195. Okay, we're officially on IFR since we passed 3,700. And on the iPad I select Magdeburg as a direct and then we join the flight plan. We climb to level 80. I don't know where she got the level 120 from. It's certainly not in the flight plan. Level 70 is in the flight plan and later 60. But yeah, anyway, we got our level 80. So that is all fine. Tanks have been redone. Now I have, instead of 52 gallons, originally with the wet wing tank design. That is how all Mooneys come from factory.
Radar 361, good morning.
52 gallons only.
Hello, Lot 361, plane radar identified. Recent flight
48 point something are usable. Now I have
180, 2000.
Griggs splatter, STC. So the shop fitted bladders into the wing compartments. Should be a pretty smooth flight. I actually wanted to depart yesterday in the afternoon, but weather wasn't good. It was foggy, and yeah, it was just not. Since Küritz is a VFR only airport, they do not have any instrument departures. There was no way for me to depart, and also I didn't want to depart into a foggy soup. The first time with a new fuel system and tanks, just in case.
Bravo, contact München, radar 118.235. Tschüss.
118.235, Luxair 4 Bravo 2.
Weather situation at the destination Augsburg will be interesting, I would say. The latest meter was low clouds. so I will have to shoot an instrument approach there, most likely.
Weather, hello, Lufthansa 1919, level 280.
Lufthansa 1919, frame radar identified, hello.
Latest weather was 500 feet ceiling. Visibility 7 kilometers, so that's not too bad.
103, climbing status 160.
And on the ILS and also the LPV approaches, I can get
hello, climb flight level 280.
far below.
Climbing status 280, you in 6, Bravo.
Far below the cloud deck. Alright, I have almost 60 gallons left, and at the current power setting that gives me 7 hours and 20 minutes endurance. That is quite awesome. Outside air temperature is 1 degree. 1 degree in 8,000. That's 140 knots indicated. Ground speed is 128, so I have a slight headwind of about 10 knots. That is according to the forecast. With the new tanks I have to get a new dipstick since the fuel quantity changed and the geometry of the tanks. So I will have to calibrate that at some point.
Awake 6 Bravo Alpha, contact Ryan radar 128.235, tschüss.
128.235, awake 6 Bravo
And
Alpha.
then I will order new dipstick. He offers dipsticks for standard aircraft like Cessna 172s, 152s I believe, Aquilas, maybe a Piper Cherokee, I'm not sure about that, and a universal stick if you have an aircraft type other than the aforementioned. You can get a universal dipstick and calibrate it yourself. And right now there is a second generation out. They look orange and are plastic, if I recall that correctly. The former ones were made of wood, and now they are made of plastic and are supposed to be more durable. I'll have to show you this. Check that out. There's a huge gap. The clouds. You can see some wind turbines down there in the distance. This is awesome. And there on the wing, you can see shiny new tank inlets and the fuel caps. And also they had to saw some holes, additional holes into the wing from the upper side. And there you see the new covers. A couple of weeks ago I made a video on the trip to the maintenance shop from Augsburg to Kuritz, and I explained why I went for the bladder tanks instead of resealing the tanks. I also explained that the tanks were leaking for the past like 2 years or so, just a little bit when the tanks were full, but it was quite a mess. I never parked the aircraft with full fuel, so there was a mess underneath the wings. And yeah, also what I don't like is when I'm somewhere at a foreign airport and I know I have to get fuel before I depart, I like to get that fuel on arrival, because I had it happen to me a few times that when I request fuel on departure, and there are huge delays sometimes, and so when you get the fuel when you arrive, then you already have the fuel when you want to depart again. For instance, a couple years back I was in Milan, Linate Airport, that's the big city airport in Milan, Italy.
Control 128, flight number 165, climbing 230.
Hello, Condor 128, frame radar identified.
And it was at the time when the Expo World exhibit took place there. And I really didn't think about it. We were there for a weekend from Friday till Sunday, and on Sunday, right about noon, we were back to the airport to fly back home to southern Germany. And yeah, at the FBO they didn't let us to the aircraft to refuel for like half an hour or to an hour. We didn't know why, there were no reasons. And then at some point after waiting for over an hour, the president of Senegal and his entourage came into the FBO, and they boarded the state aircraft of Senegal, which was an Airbus A319 or 20, I believe, which was parked very close to the Afgas fuel pump. So that was the reason, apparently, for whatever security reasons, we were not allowed to pull the aircraft to the fuel pump because it was so close to the Airbus of the Senegal's president. So we had to wait until he departed. And then another issue came up. I pulled the aircraft to the fuel pump, and there were 5 people from the airport trying to get the Afgas fuel pump to work. Apparently people don't get fuel there too often. And in Italy it is quite expensive, especially at the bigger airports. It was quite expensive, but I had to get a few gallons to make the trip back home. And yeah, it took another more than an hour for them to realize they cannot get the fuel pump to work. I suggested, if you cannot get the fuel pump to work, let's take buckets or some other manual solution. FBO people suggested that I would take a short flight over to Milan Malpensa Airport, which is the very big international airport of Milan in northern Italy, to get Afgas there. But it turned out they do not have Afgas at all. They only have jet fuel. And also the landing fees would have been ridiculous just to go over there. So that didn't make sense. And there were really no alternatives south of the Alps on the Italian side. Next option would have been Innsbruck in Austria, or maybe a little left of that, Friedrichshafen in Germany, but from Friedrichshafen it would have been only about another half an hour to destination, to Stuttgart at the time. So really, it wasn't feasible, because that already would have cut aggressively into the reserve. So basically we did not have any options at that point, and then all of a sudden they got the fuel pump working. And with a delay of over 3 hours we made our way back. So lessons learned from there: get the fuel when you arrive, and then you have no issues departing. Or if you have issues like a non-working fuel pump, they have at least two days to fix the pump. I think I will switch out the cameras now, give you the opportunity to enjoy this view once again, and then I will get back to you when I'm closer to the destination. See you later. See this on camera, but in a very far distance, just below the clouds there, you can see the Alps, and the distance to there is roughly 130 nautical miles, so visibility is great up here. Let me see if I can pick that up. My iPhone camera. So very, very far in the distance. Let me try to show that to you. So here's the horizon. Clouds are coming down, and right here around the horizon. Let's focus that again. Right there at the horizon, you can see the Alps. Ah. Oh, there you go.
3880 Papa, approaching altitude 5,000 feet.
Let me share a cockpit view with you. So, the iPad you can see. Right now we are in the airspace of the Nürnberg airport, which is located right here. And we cross that airspace and then follow our file route down to Ecuador to Augsburg.
200 feet.
You can see over here,
200 feet, 3880.
distance to Augsburg is 72 miles.
And do you want to establish yourself, or do you request a vector for the RNP approach?
Time en route is 35 minutes at the current speed.
Roger, cleared RNP approach.
Yeah, by the way, this app is Garmin Pilot. Good question sometimes. Yes, this is Garmin Pilot. It is interfaced via Bluetooth to the transponder. This is the Garmin GTX 345 transponder, which is ADSB in and out equipped. So via Bluetooth, the ADSB signals for traffic and the precision GPS source from the GTN 650 is transmitted to that. We can see on the traffic page if there's something around us. Let me select unrestricted, then we have lots of traffic. So this traffic is picked up by the transponder via ADSB and transferred via Bluetooth to the iPad and Garmin Pilot. So this view doesn't make much sense because you can see all the airliners that are way above us. So I change here from altitude filter unrestricted to normal, then it shows everything that is, I believe, 2,500 feet above and below. Another neat feature, terrain.
3880 for Papa, radar shot is
there you can see our route.
Tower 118.30.
So we are coming from Echo Delta Bravo Kilo. We are in the area of Nürnberg. Our destination is Echo Delta Mike Alpha. And here you can see the Alps depicted on the terrain page.
Bravo Romeo Hotel Alpha, proceed direct Mike Alpha 011.
Direct Mike Alpha 011, Foxy Alpha. Okay, let me set this very quick. Mike Alpha 011, enter. Activate. This is a waypoint on the RNP approach. We can check that. Enter it directly here. Mike Alpha 011. It's an intersection in Germany, that is correct. Activate. Boom, and now I can look for it on the map. Ah, it's on the other side. So maybe they are vectoring me around. Let's get the ATIS, the latest ATIS.
Augsburg information, Lima. Launch report time. 0950, runway 07 in use. Transition level 70. wind runway 25, touchdown zone 110 degrees, 4 knots, variable between
Okay, so landing direction changed.
and 130 degrees, stop and
It was to 5 on the ATC before, now it's switched to runway 7.
Between 040
And that is why we got the intersection point, Mike Alpha 011.
Runway 25, touchdown zone 10 kilometers. Stop and 10
Visibility is awesome.
kilometers. Cloud overcast 600 feet. Temperature 4, dew point 2, terminates 1009 hectopascal. QSE 0955 hectopascal.
So we got that. Information Lima, runway 07, we switch back over to
Delta Papa Lima, direct Odomo.
charts. Select the RNP, runway 07, and there we have it, Mike Alpha 011, oops, sorry, is over here. That is the downwind to final turn on the RNP approach, and then we are directly on a base leg and study this approach right now since we have time. Mike Alpha 011 is 4,000, and then in the transition to the final approach fix we can go down to 3,500. From the final approach fix up Boozy, we follow the glide path down to minimums, and minimums would be NF, VNAF, and available 310 feet above ground, and the minimums then are 1820. This approach is on course 069er, so basically runway heading to Mike Alpha 013, which is here on the extended center line. And then on course 357 to Valda, to the VOR here, and then hold there, climbing to 3,500. Hope we don't need that, but we are prepared if we need it.
Cockpit Romeo Hotel Alpha for your approach with Munich on 128.255.
128.255 for Alpha, danke, ciao.
Ciao. Systems on 9 X-ray, descent 601010, rate 1500 or greater.
And as expected.
Equity descending 6010, 1500 or greater. Going for Papa Zulu, climb flight level 190. For Papa Zulu, climb 190.
As expected, this is the final frequency, and you notice it's quite busy.
Sign rate. Setting level 90, sign rate, left turn heading 125, left turn 90 uniform. Alright, service, this is fully make straight, passing 1440, finish level 140, information delta. To the fully make straight, no identified, information delta straight, descent flight level 100 at 1500 or greater. To the fully make straight, level 100, 1500, 600 or greater. To the 9 X-ray, contact director 1188, please get on. On the 9 X-ray, 18830.
Good morning, Foxtrot Bravo Romeo Hotel Alpha inbound, Mike Alpha 011, level 70.
Foxtrot Bravo Romeo Hotel Alpha, descent 5000 feet, QNH 1009er.
1009er down to 5000, Fox Alpha. Bye.
Descent altitude 4,000 feet out of Mike Alpha 011, cleared on the approach runway 07, and initially maintain 4,000 feet until advised.
Okay, down to 4,000 and maintain until advised after Mike Alpha 011 join the RNP 07 Fox Alpha. Minimums 1820.
DB 54,
4540, PME 54.
Foxtrot Bravo Romeo Hotel Alpha, after Mike Alpha 011 is cleared unrestricted descent according to the procedure, report established on the final track.
Okay, after Mike Alpha 011 we are cleared altitude as on the procedure, and we will call you established Fox Alpha. have ground contact. And runway is inside. Minimum's in 400. And fuel pump tank mixture filter air autopilot. Disconnect. Mixture HI. Gear. Prop and flaps. Before landing checks complete. Get on and locked, green light.